change right out of India, and it will allow people to participate in the blockchain economy and ride the wave of economy and the benefits that people globally enjoy, but Indians are not able to. 1101 Media finally is a new media platform that will be the voice for not only the Level 1 lab startups, but for other blockchain startups that needs a global audience. So the snapshot of 1101 Foundation includes the protocol, the labs, the advisory, the exchange, and the media. And this is going to be one of the most powerful organizations that's going to come together to change blockchain forever from India. India's time is now, and it starts here with 1101 Foundation. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Rama Iyer, India CEO, 1101 Foundation.
Thank you very much, Mr. Rama Iyer, for introducing us to 1101 Foundation. Ladies and gentlemen, with such significant steps being taken, I'm sure you will agree when I say that one of the most vibrant startup and technology ecosystems in the world, and with the same spirit, India is poised to dominate this exciting and emerging space. The International Blockchain Congress marks the beginning of this journey for India. The blockchain is expected to affect every facet of our lives. There is an unprecedented interest among industry and the government to leverage the blockchain to create a transparent and efficient India. And the good news is that the 1101 initiative, the foundation for a vibrant blockchain ecosystem, is already present in India. Once again, extending a very warm welcome to you all to India's largest symposium of thought leaders, policy makers, industrialists, and blockchain technologists. The International Blockchain Congress 2018 will be a platform to facilitate meaningful dialogue between industry and the government to assure mass adoption of the revolutionary technology blockchain in the country. I would also like to share that the International Blockchain Congress, ladies and gentlemen, is co-hosted by NITI Aayog. NITI Aayog is a policy think tank for the Government of India, providing insights and guidance to policymakers to reflect the long-term strategic interests of the country for sustainable development across all levels of society. Our state government of Telangana, state government of Goa, and Nucleus Vision. And to formally kickstart the inaugural ceremony, ladies and gentlemen, I would now like to take the pleasure of inviting on stage our dignitaries and guests. Please join me in welcoming on stage Mr. K.T. Rama Rao, Honorable Minister for IT, Electronics and Communication, Municipal Administration and Urban Development, Industries and Commerce, Mines and Geology, Public Enterprises and NRI Affairs, Government of Telangana. Also inviting Mr. Jayesh Ranjan, Principal Secretary of Industries and Commerce, Information Technology, Electronics and Communications Department of Telangana Government, Mr. Amaya Abhyankar, IT Director, Government of Goa. Prior to this, Mr. Amaya Abhyankar also held the position of Secretary to Goa Public Service Commission. Mr. C.P. Gurnani, Chief Executive Officer and Managing Director of Tech Mahindra, Mr. Madhusudan Kela, former Chief Investment Strategist, Reliance Capital. I'd also like to invite Mr. Abhishek Pitti, CEO, Nucleus Vision, and Mr. Rama Iyer, India CEO, 1101 Foundation. Thank you to all the dignitaries for joining us for the inaugural ceremony of the International Blockchain Congress 2018. At this point in time, ladies and gentlemen, I request Mr. Abhishek Pitti to acknowledge the presence of our dignitaries by presenting them bouquets and mementos. Media plays a very important part in spreading the message of blockchain to the general public. Today we have a very popular online journal, Asia Inc. 500, who are today going to be launching their first ever paperback magazine, which is entirely dedicated to blockchain. May I invite Mr. Raghav Hunasgi, founder, Asia Inc., Dato Dr. Wong, advisor, Asia Inc. and board member, CWI, Catherine B. Hada, Consul General, Consulate General of the United States of America, and Mr. Nimji, Director General for Corporate of Good Governance, to join us on stage for for launching Asia Inc. 500. Can we request you all to join us on stage, please? May I request Mr. K.T. Ramarao to kindly step forward and officially launch the Asia Inc. 500 magazine. May I remind, ladies and gentlemen, they're going to spread the message of blockchain to the general public. That's a very popular online journal, and today they're going to launch their first ever paperback magazine. I request Mr. K.T. Ramarao along with our other dignitaries to launch the Asia Inc. 500. May we also request Abhishek Piti to hand over a copy to each of our dignitaries so that we can have a great photo opportunity here. Thank you, gentlemen, and thank you to the members of the media. Thank you, Mr. Raghav. Thank you, Dato Dr. Wong, Catherine Bihada, and thank you, Mr. Nimji. Please join us in the audience. The state government of Goa is one of the co-hosts of the International Blockchain Congress. I will now request Mr. Amaya Abhyankar to share with us about Government of Goa's initiatives and their contribution to India's upcoming blockchain revolution.
Hi, good morning to Hyderabad and good morning to everybody at the International Blockchain Congress. Dignitaries on the dais, Honorable Minister, CEO, Tech Mahindra, Principal Secretary Jayesh Ranjanji, and colleagues. So blockchain is like the internet revolution of the 1990s. Already much has been spoken about it. Quite elaborately, we've been through a few presentations. But from our standpoint, I think governance and blockchain go together because governance itself is a very dynamic entity just as technology. And in a country like India, which is a democratic country, I think this is one of the ways of giving power back to people. And so as Government of Goa, we are again most known for tourism and mining, and everybody loves to vacation there. But we believe that it can also be a hub for emerging tech, deep tech. And we have a very dynamic Chief Minister, IT Minister combined, backed by the right policies on startups and IT. And I believe that we want to make IR 4.0 and particularly technologies like blockchain a thrust area for the Government of Goa. So we're co-hosting this along with the Government of Telangana. Thanks to KTR sir, we have an MOU, and that MOU has created a bridge for collaboration on several initiatives. I think as far as blockchain is concerned, few of the things are with regard to the implementation part. I think lots has been spoken. Now there is a need to build use cases. And this is where the Government of Goa is very keen to take this particular technology forward. So I think some of the key issues are on the regulatory part of it, that I think we need to build the right kind of regulatory frameworks which ensure wider adoption of blockchain, especially in government. We also need to come up with, common set of standards that will help in making sure that this experimentation that's happening across the country in different states also kind of gets standardized. Public perception is important. The word blockchain itself is something of a mystery to the average, common man. So I think demystifying the technology is also very important. People need to understand how it actually operates, the nuts and bolts of it. The other issue is, of course, with regard to the cost and efficiency, and a point which Mr. Gurnani mentioned is skills. So we in Goa government are very keen on bringing forward a center of excellence for blockchain in Goa, and we'd be happy to collaborate on this initiative. Goa wants to adopt blockchain in land records, we have a very, very strong social safety net in Goa. Large subsidies are disbursed which are not even correlated to income. So we want to distribute all these through a blockchain. So we are very keen on building a right environment for entrepreneurs, for startups, for IT companies, for research labs, basically innovators, creators to come to Goa, and I think all of you know about Goa. So we'd like to invite all of you. I think a large number of you are coming down to Goa after this. We will miss you, Mr. Gurnani. I know you have a tight schedule, but we would have loved to have you. And also the Honorable Minister, sir, next time we would like you to be there in Goa, sir. So once again, I thank the organizers for giving us this opening here and tell you about what we in Goa are doing. And we look forward to having as many of you as possible in Goa. So everybody knows about Kerala being God's own country, but Goa is the place where gods have come when they need a holiday. So look forward to seeing you all in Goa. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Abhyankar. Ladies and gentlemen, we have with us a veteran investor who has managed India's largest fund as the Chief Investment Strategist of Reliance Capital. I request Mr. Madhusudan Kela to share with us on the better understanding of the psyche of the traditional Indian investor.
Respected dignitaries, ladies and gentlemen. So I was beaming with a bit of pride when Abhishek was talking about his startup days. I would say proudly that it was my nephew Yash who identified Abhishek and funded him the initial capital. And I remember he used to spend hours and hours together to get the first few 100,000 rupees, not dollars, get collected. And look here, I think, congratulations Abhishek, first of all. I think you have traveled a long way in a very short time, and I wish you all the very best. Coming back, I think India has evolved significantly in the last 20 years. We used to be barely an economy of a size of $250, $300 billion. From there, in last 20 years, we have come nearly to $2.5 trillion in size. What used to be the GDP of India, not just 20 years back, the size of our saving is twice the GDP of 20 years back. We have come a long way from barely being 5-10 lakh investors in the markets to now currently at around 6 crore investors investing across financial markets. I think I have been an optimist on India, and I have vocally spoken. Over the next 10 years, what lies ahead of us is far bigger than what we have possibly achieved in the last 5,000 years since the inception of this country. So in other words, it has taken us however number of years to come to $2.5 trillion, and I think over the next 10 years, we'll be roughly in the range of $6 to $8 trillion of GDP. So what got achieved in so many years, maybe double of that, will get achieved over the next 10 to 12 years. Predominantly Indian investors have been very, very conservative, and all this saving of $600–700 billion even currently only goes for real estate, for gold, and for fixed deposits. There are not various other asset classes which have got emerged. Even after 20 years of our persuasion, and I would say tireless persuasion, equity is still not 1 or 2% of the overall financial saving of India. Incrementally things are improving, but still a long way to go. There are people who made enormous amount of wealth worldwide, and investors who have benefited are the ones who have kept track of the change. Someone mentioned about internet. I think the amount of wealth which got created using internet in the last 20 years is enormous. Now whether you talk about Google, or you talk about Amazon, or you talk about Facebook, these are companies which have emerged upward of $500–700 billion. In fact, yesterday only Apple touched a market cap of $1 trillion. So this was essentially possible because people could recognize the internet theme, and it was possible because internet as a platform provided that opportunity for these companies to emerge and grow. Investors and participants who saw this opportunity long ago are the ones who have really, really benefited, and we have numerous examples of investors in this category worldwide. I think I've been an investor, and I don't understand, to be honest, much about blockchain or cryptocurrencies, but when Abhishek came and explained to me, I have this gut that blockchain technology will be one of the transformative things which will happen over the next 10–15 years, which will enable enormous amount of wealth creation. Obviously, these are very, very early days, as Mr. Gulnani was also pointing out, that in the early years, this is always hazy. And I think that haziness is what is visible, whether the perception of the government about blockchain or the push which is needed from investors or acceptance by entrepreneurs. They are all at the edge right now. But I am sure as the time passes by, things will fall in place. And this technology in my view, is here to stay and will end up creating enormous amount of wealth. With this, I wish Abhishek, Nucleus Vision, and the entire organizing team for taking this initiative of organizing such a brilliant conference and making people aware of this initiative at such early stage. Thank you very much. Have a fantastic conference ahead.
Thank you very much, Mr. Madhusudan Kela, for sharing your insights with us. The International Blockchain Congress is a statement of intent on India's commitment to blockchain. To get a measure of the extent of our commitment, may I invite Mrs. Rama Devi, OSD to Mr. Jayesh Ranjan, as I request her to share with us the announcements and collaborations that will be pivotal in making Telangana a hotbed for blockchain innovation.
Good morning, everyone. Respected dignitaries on the dais and all the delegates. I think we are in a very exciting time with the kind of new technologies, that are happening around us that could impact the way we work, the way we live, and the way we interact with each other. The government of Telangana, in line with its vision to be a leader in emerging technologies and with a dynamic leadership at the top, is seeking to exploit the emerging technologies, more specifically blockchain, to create trust, transparency, and improve user experience. We have been working on several initiatives in blockchain, And today we are signing some MOUs with various implementing partners. The first one, as CP Gurnani has already spoken about, we have this vision of making Hyderabad as a global blockchain district or global blockchain capital of the world. To make this vision a reality, we are partnering with 3 organizations who would be the founding members, and they are Center for Development of Advanced Computing, CDAC, an autonomous scientific society under the Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology, Government of India, specifically engaged in blockchain technology, e-learning technologies, security audit, and capacity building. The second one is IIIT Hyderabad, or the International Institute of Information Technology, an autonomous university focusing on high-end technical education and research. And thirdly, the Tech Mahindra, a USD 4.9 billion company offering technology services and solutions. I first invite Mr. Magesh, Director of CDAC, to exchange the MOU with Jayesh Ranjan Garu, Principal Secretary, IT&C Department, Government of Telangana. We will be working together in identifying various use cases on protocol development, capacity building initiatives, and other related programs. We are in fact signing 2 MOUs with them. ఇంకోటి ఉందా? తెచ్చుకో. Fast. We have also another MOU with them. As many of you may be knowing, Ministry of IT is setting up Center of Excellence in Blockchain in Hyderabad, and CDAC is the implementation partner. So Government of Telangana is partnering with CDAC in Center of Excellence, wherein we will be developing a pilot solution or a prototype for property registration system. And if the solution developed in Telangana is found to be successful, it could be rolled out to the other states as well. Thank you, Magesh Garu and Lakshmi. The second MOU for the blockchain district is with IIIT Hyderabad. I request Dr. P.J. Narayanan, popularly called as PJN, Director IIIT Hyderabad. As some of you may be aware that RIPPLE has chosen IIIT Hyderabad as one of the 17 universities across the world for its University Blockchain Research Institute. So Government of Telangana is entering into an MOU to work together on protocol development, incubation, acceleration, and in identifying various use cases and other related programs. We are also partnering with IIIT in the Blockchain Innovation Hub that would help focus on bringing together research, domains, and startups. Thank you, Dr. Narayanan. Now the third MOU for the blockchain district, we are signing with Tech Mahindra. Sir, would we sign now or? Sure. May I request Mr. C.P. Gurnani and Jayesh Ranjan Garu to exchange the MOUs, please? The next one is a tripartite agreement between Rajiv Gandhi Institute of Knowledge Technologies or IIIT Basar, ZEBI Data India and IT&C Department. I invite Ashok Kumar Garu, Vice Chancellor of the University, and Babu Munagala, Founder and CEO of ZEBI Data, to come on to the dais, please. We hear a lot of news about usage of fake certificates, right? In order to tackle the issue, we are securing the certificates issued by the university on blockchain. We have been very proactive here, and with the support of the University Vice Chancellor and his team, we have already completed phase 1 of the project. Sir, a small request, sir. We have actually implemented the project, and we request the Honorable Minister to launch the project. The certificates are put on blockchain, sir, which will be actually... Thank you, sir. This is another interesting use case in microfinancing. I invite Vidyasagar Reddy Garu, MD, Srinidhi, and Mr. Srinivas Anala, Director, Cognito Technologies Limited, to exchange the MOUs with Jayesh Ranjan Garu. We have self-help groups or SHGs, poor women, to whom the government provides loans or credit at low interest rates. Currently, there is no way that you can track the credit history of an individual member, as the history is maintained at a group level. We want to pilot this blockchain initiative to build a credit history and to give a credit rating to the members, which would incentivize good financial behavior and also help them to get other financial services. And finally, the most important one, an MOU with 1101 to work on use cases, POCs, protocol development, skill development and training programs in Telangana. Mr. Abhishek Pitti and founder and CEO of 1101 Technologies may please exchange the MOU with Jayesh Ranjan Garu. Thank you. Thank you very much. That's all from us.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Rama Devi. In tandem with regulatory players, we will share a list of promising partnerships that the 1101 Foundation has forged in a short span of time to power India's blockchain ambition. May I request Mr. Rama Iyer, India CEO of 1101, to please step forward. First up, Tech Mahindra, Mr. C.P. Gurnani. I request Mr. Rama Iyer and Mr. C.P. Gurnani to step forward and formalize this partnership. A quick handshake, a promise of better future and a photo opportunity. In the same line of thought, we have Mr. Abhishek Pitti from Nucleus Vision. Moving ahead, may I invite Mr. Anthony Whitbread and Mr. Ram Dhulipala from ICRISAT to join us on stage. A huge round of applause for them, ladies and gentlemen. It's a huge hall. We can do better than this. Come on, everybody. Thank you. May I request Mr. Jayesh Ranjan, Secretary, IT, E&C Department, Government of Telangana, to step forward and formalize this partnership with Mr. Rama Iyer, India CEO of 1101. Up next, Mr. Papi Reddy from Council of Higher Education, Government of Telangana. So please join us here on stage. May I further invite from Center for Good Governance, Mr. Nimji. May I invite Mr. Nimji from Center for Good Governance to please join us on stage and formalize this partnership with 1101. Up next, Engineering Staff College of India. Can we have a representative from Engineering Staff College of India to join us here on stage? Moving ahead, Mr. Srinivas Kolipala from T-Hub. Can we invite Mr. Srinivas Kolipala from T-Hub? Let's give them a loud cheer, ladies and gentlemen. Moving moving ahead, may I further invite Mr. Kishwa and Dato Dr. Wong from Commonwealth Youth Innovation Center to join us on stage to formalize this partnership. Mr. Kishwa and Dato Dr. Wong. Okay, we'll move forward. Idea Labs and Block 91, Mr. Pankaj Diwan. Congratulations, sir. A huge round of applause for Idea Labs and Block 91. And now I would like to invite all the 1101 academic partners, colleges and universities to join us on stage, ladies and gentlemen. Academic partners, colleges and universities to join us on stage. Representatives of academic partners for 1101 Foundation, colleges, universities across a broad spectrum. Can we request you all to step forward for a photo opportunity here? Up next, I would request our startup partners to be ready. Startup partners to be ready. We'll soon be calling you on stage. Thank you to all our academic partners, representatives from college and universities. We look forward to an extremely strong bond and partnership that will take the state and the country forward. Thank you very much. May I invite our startup partners to join us on stage, please. All our startup partners, please join us on stage. Those were our promising partnerships that we look forward to. Thank you to our dignitaries. A quick photo up here and we will move forward. I'm sure we are waiting to hear from the man of the moment. Thank you, gentlemen. Please join us in the audience. Thank you for your presence. Ladies and gentlemen, amidst us today is a gentleman who has been a major proponent of entrepreneurship and has played a pivotal role in promoting technology and overall development of the state as such. I request our honorable guest, Mr. K.T. Rama Rao, to deliver the keynote address. Let's welcome him with a huge round of applause, ladies and gentlemen.
Good afternoon. I was supposed to speak in the morning, but since I showed up late, I guess I've been pushed to the afternoon. Thank you. So after the flamboyance of C.P. Gurnani, after the exuberance of Amitabh Kant, you'll hear a very boring speech from me, a written speech actually, so please bear with me. C.P. had mentioned that the last time this room was full for the Global Entrepreneurship Summit, we had Ivanka Trump here. Then came the NASSCOM India Leadership Forum. We had Deepika Padukone here. Now, for the International Blockchain Congress, I've just figured out Abhishek's trick. I think what he did do was either of the two things. Either he told you guys that Katrina Kaif was going to be the showstopper today, or I think he succeeded in convincing all of you on the power, on the ability of blockchain. And so therefore, you have many MOUs being signed by many institutions, and I welcome you all once again to the International Congress on Blockchain being held in the wonderful city of Hyderabad. Back in 2014, when we had the opportunity to begin afresh as a new state, when we started our journey, we wanted to create a business-friendly regulatory environment in Telangana. We made the most of our advantage of not having any legacy policies by going back to the drawing board and thinking hard about our strategy to create a bustling economic atmosphere in the state. The approach we took back then, I would say, is quite unique. Unlike other states and countries, we did not opt to go for standard-looking policies in sectors that are mainstream. Instead, we dreamt big. We envisioned the needs of a technology-enabled society a decade or two from now. One of the things our Honorable Chief Minister, Shri K. Chandrasekhar Rao, always reminds us is that any technology which does not have a large-scale societal impact, which is of no value to the society at large, is futile. This led us to adopt a hybrid policy model that focuses not only on traditional sectors, but also places equal or more emphasis on technologies of the future. In 2016, 18 months after thorough research and consultative meetings, we launched the ICT framework, better known as the IT policy of the state of Telangana. The IT policy takes an extensive approach by focusing on 10 areas. The 10 focus areas emphasize on further strengthening Telangana's position as an IT and IT-enabled services destination, while at the same time scaling up our efforts to be the pioneer in new age technologies. One of the main focus areas is completely on emerging technologies such as Internet of Things, smart technologies, AI, machine learning, blockchain, etc. Boosting our efforts on this front, we came out with 2 dedicated sub-policies for IoT and data analytics towards the end of 2016. As the world is now moving into the 4th industrial revolution, as we all know, India had missed out on the earlier 3 industrial revolutions. This time, I do believe very confidently that we are not going to miss this digital revolution, which is close to our hearts and in which we have proved our expertise to the world as well. To India and to the state of Telangana, it brings tremendous opportunities to leapfrog many stages of development. Klaus Schwab, Professor Klaus Schwab of World Economic Forum, states that it is a new chapter in human development enabled by extraordinary technological advances which are merging the physical, digital and biological worlds in ways that create both huge promise and potential peril at the same time. We are preparing to seize the opportunities that we are in the process of building our in-house expertise in emerging technologies, fostering partnerships with the industry and collaborating with innovative startups to drive the new wave of emerging tech-based solutions within the government departments and public-facing projects, and also propelling the entire ecosystem. As per Gartner research, user centricity, agility and sustainability are driving the technology trends that are transforming governments and the technology trends that would impact governments that typically are artificial intelligence, blockchain, IoT, cloud, VR, AR, robotics, 3D printing and big data. We have developed a roadmap to assist the various government departments and organizations in identifying specific technology solutions that will address specific challenges or pain points and strengthen service delivery or enhance user experience or improve operational efficiency. As we all know, the transactions made using blockchain are secure and immutable and are stored in a decentralized way that makes systems more transparent and perhaps more democratic as well. The underlying technology makes it a potential candidate for many non-financial purposes. For governments and organizations across the world are exploring various use cases in public sector, healthcare, retail, real estate, insurance, and others. While blockchains per se are not panacea, they could have a substantial impact in many areas, and it is necessary to be prepared for the challenges and opportunities they present. When applied in government processes, blockchain augments the credibility, accuracy, and efficiency of the practices while reducing the risk of fraud. Also, as it is possible to set up permissioned blockchains that enable governments to maintain certain control over the transactions, the technology can be used in various areas such as land records, transportation, managing health records of citizens, voting in elections, peer-to-peer energy transactions, taxation and welfare payments, entitlements, and so on. Maintenance of land records and the availability of easily accessible land information is one of the most important issues facing governance today. Citizens simply do not have the confidence in the system the way land records are maintained today in our country. Some people are unsure if they legally own a piece of land, even if they have a legitimate sale deed. Others who want to buy a piece of land are not sure if the seller legally owns it, and sometimes it is found that the same property is being sold to more than one person. Realizing that the use of blockchains for land records would bring in revolutionary changes through inbuilt transparency, traceability, and efficiency in the system, we in Telangana have set out to streamline the system and conceptualize an integrated land record management system to develop a modern, comprehensive, transparent, and near real-time land records in the lines of our core banking solution as envisioned by our Honorable Chief Minister. The project envisages facilitating the department by providing a clear legal title and complete updated information to landowners, tenants, and clarify issues regarding title, possession, claims, and surcharges, etc. But before implementing this solution, we undertook a gigantic exercise of cleansing or purifying the land records that are existing in the system. This exercise was taken up in 10,875 revenue villages in the state of Telangana and in about 568 mandals. During the extensive drive, 93% of the land details were recorded and computerized, and buoyed by this success, we are also planning now to carry this exercise in the urban pockets of Telangana as well. As you've seen today, blockchain technology can also be used to secure critical documents such as educational certificates issued by government agencies, universities that are used for multiple purposes by citizens during their lifetime, and hence there is a critical need to ensure the integrity of such documents. We are initiating pilot projects to secure 10th grade and 10+2 certificates issued to students in the state of Telangana. The certificates' transaction data will be stored on blockchain, and the external user agencies such as other universities, banks, financial institutions, government agencies, or any private organizations offering employment can verify the data submitted by the students against the data stored in the blockchain records for authenticity and veracity. We are working on several other user cases too, such as blockchain-based solution for the transport department, which would create a robust ecosystem that proactively tracks the entire life cycle of the vehicle from manufacturer to dealer to buyer to seller and to insurance companies as well, all the way from a vehicle manufacturing to the time it gets scrapped. This will obviously have immense benefits to various stakeholders. In addition to this, we've also launched a pilot to track the transactions of chit funds. Chit funds in the state of Telangana are a financial instrument that will also protect the interest of millions of subscribers in our state. We also want to work closely and collaborate with all the stakeholders. And as you have seen We have signed a couple of MOUs. Significant of them, obviously, is to create a blockchain district in the state of Telangana. And I'm delighted and I'm thankful to CP Gurnani, Tech Mahindra, and to Nucleus, and 1101 is what you call it now? 1101. 1101, and to all the various stakeholders who've taken part in these MOUs. I'm sure as part of this arrangement, this would further strengthen the blockchain ecosystem in the state and will position the state of Telangana as a leading destination for blockchain companies and investors. I see the International Blockchain Congress as a significant milestone in our efforts, in our journey, and I wish you all a very fruitful 2 days of networking, knowledge sharing, and fun. I know the third day of this event is happening in Goa. Ame, we are not joining you in Goa, but I'm sure you'll have a lot of fun in Goa. We all know you guys actually love to have fun. So while you're here in Hyderabad, enjoy our biryani, enjoy pearl shopping, enjoy looking at our exquisite handlooms, and enjoy the comforts that this wonderful city of Hyderabad offers. Good luck. God bless.
Thank you very much for that enlightening address. In fact, Mr. K.T. Ramarao has always been a big supporter of anything new that the state decides. Moving ahead, ladies and gentlemen, we are now going to have Mr. K.T. Ramarao has agreed to do a quick 5-minute Q&A with the members of the media. So you might want to just gather on either side of the stage. We will pass over the mic to you. If there are any questions from our members of the media, nationally and internationally, Mr. K.T. Ramarao will address that. Okay, I beg your pardon. I believe Mr. Ramarao is running slightly behind schedule, so thank you very much, sir. Can we please give him a huge round of applause? Despite his busy schedules, he made sure that he was here with us. So thank you very much, and your presence here is testimony that we're going to go a long way. Ladies and gentlemen, with that, we come to the end of the inaugural ceremony, but please be seated. We're going to continue with our panel discussion in about 5 minutes. Mr. Abhishek Pitti, Mr. C.P. Gurnani, and Mr. Rama Iyer